Michael Crick. The first clear sign of who's won the race for number 10 is now just over 2 hours away. ITN will forecast the outcome based on an exit poll as soon as the final vote is cast. And throughout the night, computer wizardry will update the picture in our 9th general election results programme. It's taken 30 years to develop computers to meet the special needs of broadcasting, but the path of progress hasn't always been smooth. Ralph Smith has been delving into all our computer yesterdays.
Well, whatever may be happening in Russia tonight, and the latest news suggests it could be something big. Within minutes, we shall have a pointer to who's going to govern Britain for maybe the next 5 years.
Khrushchev was out in Russia. In Britain, Harold Wilson's victory ushered in the age of white-hot technology.
This is the program with the miracle new ingredient, KDF-9.
The technology finally came good in 1964, following a shaky start in '59 when the first ever results computer, called Deuce, appeared somewhat reluctant.
Deuce can perfectly well speak for himself, I hope, through this cathode ray tube. Let's see if he does. He doesn't. It's the second time he's been obstinate there. I hope he'll work rather better later.
Well, now let's go over to the computer in Stafford to see what it makes of all these results we've had so far.
I think that you're a bit early for this because although the computer could give us some results, I think it would be very unfair to ask you to. I don't much like the machine myself, I'm afraid.
Well, the interesting thing about the results we've had so far is that there seems to have been a swing towards Labour in the Labour constituencies and a swing towards Conservatives in the Conservative constituencies. But the swing in the Conservative constituencies is heavier than the other way around in the Labour constituencies, so that on balance, the average swing is towards Conservative.
The Deuce hasn't really settled down to a really proper forecast yet, so it's just to leave for a bit and try again later.
It had settled down by '64, and they'd introduced swing machines, not always foolproof either.
Here's the swing indicator for you there. You can see the hand just adjusting it there from a little bit over 5 to just below 5. That's about the figure.
By 1966, there were 2 computers, one right in the election newsroom.
It'll be at the center of the speedy analysis service that we'll be bringing you tonight and tomorrow. A service that will give you in seconds the forecast of the outcome of the election, the turnout, the swing, and vital statistics that will be emerging throughout the night as today's 27, 28, 29 million votes are counted. Well, that's too many for me to read. We expect our computers to tell us their forecast of whether it'll be Mr. Wilson or Mr. Heath who will be the victor tonight, and his majority to be within seconds of our cameras bringing you the very first result, wherever it may be. That's not all, of course, that KDF-6 can do. I'll let you into a secret. It can sing as well.
Ten years of refinement produced VT30 based on a knitting pattern machine and moving computer graphics for the first time.
So there it is, a forecast of a Labour government with a majority of 15, but I must stress this is not a forecast based on any actual result, it's a poll of voters taken after they really voted. So you've got to wait and see.
But some people you just could not impress.
You know, you don't feed things into computers, you see what human beings do. I'd rather wait for the results.
Outstaying Mr. Thorpe, the computer became the briefcase-sized VT80. In the '84 Euro elections, it could answer almost any question.
Well, now, Peter Sissons and VT80, you can solve some of these problems for us.
Well, I can't at the moment, Alistair. I've got to tell you that. The machine is locked up on me.
In polite terms, a lock-up. Tonight, though, a user-friendly VT80 will show the new political shape of Britain in the very latest generation of computer graphics.
Ralph Smith reporting. In case you're wondering where our own Peter Sissons has got to, he's been locked away, rehearsing the latest electronics for tonight's Vote 87 programme. I must explain, he's in our election night studio, looking very relaxed, shirt sleeves. Peter, are these computers all going to work? You've had one or two embarrassments with them, haven't you?
You really are a rotter getting out the only bit in the last 20 years where the thing went wrong. Normally, it's ultra reliable. And if it does go wrong, there's 3 others ready to back it up. So I think we'll be just about okay.
Is the computer gear we're using this year very much more advanced than what we saw there?
What has advanced is the whole technology, but the computer gear itself, the hardware, is pretty well universally available. What ITN is in possession of is one of the most sophisticated software packages, which is capable of handling an enormous results flow, perhaps 30 a minute, and in the peak results flow there'll be something like 200 in half an hour in the early hours of the morning. All these numbers put into the computer, which will automatically alter all the calculations, forecasts, change in the share of the vote, do it on a regional basis, and alter all the maps and all the colours and the whole thing with it. It really is quite a fascinating machine.
Can we turn to our exit poll that so much has been made of? We produce that immediately the polls close. How does it work?
Well, all day today, at about 1,000 locations in 100 marginal constituencies, researchers from Harris Research have been asking people after they voted how they voted. Now, this is the biggest exit poll ever conducted outside the United States. Something like 20,000 people are going to be asked the question that really counts. What have you just done, not what do you intend to do? And we believe on the basis of that it will be accurate to within a percentage point or two, and at 10 o'clock on ITV, Sir Alistair Burnett will open the envelope, because very few people are in the know, and tell the nation what it contains.
And the rest of the programme after that, going to be gripping a good watch?
Well, I think even though some people might say we cut our own throats through giving the result or a projection of the result at 10 o'clock, election night is a piece of history, and the exit poll has a lot more questions in it than which way you voted. For instance, we'll be asking how the unemployed voted, how the young voted, how pensioners voted, how the ethnic vote went, what decided people. Did the campaign decide them? Did Mr. Kinnock's personality decide them? Were they put off by Mrs. Thatcher, or were they encouraged to vote Tory by her style? So the exit poll will tell us a lot more about the social fabric, what's going on beneath the surface of the electorate. And I think that will be an interesting part of the evening, and also tomorrow when we get even more data from it, as well as the sheer drama of familiar faces losing their seats, or old friends or old foes coming back to Westminster.
Peter, have a very good programme. Best of luck.
I'm sure we will.
And just to remind you of the timetable, at 9:45 tonight we'll be on the air on ITV. At 10 o'clock in that programme, ITN will bring you its election forecast based on that exit poll. That's as soon as the voting's over. And at 10:45, ITN's full election results programme gets underway, presented by Alistair Burnett. And Channel 4 will carry short news summaries of the results from midnight into the early hours of tomorrow morning.